Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Michael. Welcome to my channel. I haven't posted to YouTube in a really long time, and that's something that I want to change this year. I really want to share some behind the scenes of my life, talk about different topics, and as you guessed it, this new series called Mindfulness Monday, which I will be talking about all things related to mindfulness, meditation, visualization, which is today's topic. But I do want to note that my channel will not always be regarding videos that have to do with mindfulness or the general practice of mindfulness, whatever that may be. But this is the first installment of my new series called Mindfulness Monday. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about visualization. And we're going to be talking about what that means to me, hopefully give you some tips on how you can start visualization and incorporate that into maybe your meditation practice, and I also at the end of the video want to share a couple tips on how different visualization tactics have worked for me and how that's played out. So without further ado, let's get into the first installment of Mindfulness Monday. So today's video is about visualization. I'm going to be talking about what that means to me, how I practice my own visualization, how you can practice visualization, and how basically we all do it every day without even realizing it. Visualization is something that every single person can do. It might sound scary, it might sound like this weird spiritual thing, meditation, visualization, but let's cut to the chase. It's something that we all do every day, subconsciously, we don't even realize it. Whether that be in your career or your love life or anything that, literally anything. For instance, you could be in a job that you really don't like. You could really not like your manager, or you could really not like the hours that you're working. Maybe that one coworker is super annoying and you just really don't want to work with them anymore. And you're bringing that home with you. You're talking to your significant other about it all the time. Whenever you go out to dinner with your friends, that's the first topic of conversation you talk about, is how you hate your work, you hate your job. You're constantly swarmed about it. That's the last thing you think about at night. When you first wake up in the morning, you're dreading going to work. You're always visualizing it. You're seeing it, you're living it, you're speaking it. It's the product of your own visualization. It's the product of you being consumed by these thoughts, these negative thoughts. It could be even something positive, like how well your job is going. You take a lot of pride in your job. You love your manager. You love your coworkers. You're consumed with your job, you bring it home with you, but it's something that's a very positive aspect of your life. You're constantly working towards the next goal. You're picturing yourself getting that promotion. You're constantly doing it. It's not even about career. It can be about so many other things, whether that be wellness, sports, etc. It's something that we all do, but we don't always realize that that's what we're doing, is visualizing and visualization, and we're manifesting that into our own life. The main thing is that it is a practice. It does take some work. You can't just get it like that, although you can visualize and manifest something within a day or an hour or even a week. I've done that before. A lot of people have, but definitely it is something that it is a practice. You have to learn what works for you, and you have to go from there. The way I approach visualization, or the way I look at it or understand it, everybody can kind of have a different viewpoint of this, but there are some common themes that everyone really talks about if you were to look at like another visualization video or read a book or listen to a podcast about this. And that's combining heightened emotion and also visualizing and really feeling yourself in whatever your intention is. So what I do is, it's usually during my meditation practice. That's when I like to visualize and set my intentions. And basically what I do is, once I focus on my breath, I calm my mind, I get all of that noise from the day out, or if it's in the beginning of the day, I like to start fresh, right before you start to check your email or check your phone, do your meditation practice. And once you're finally feeling calm, good, your mind is kind of empty and clear, I like to remember something that was really important to me in life. a moment that made me feel extremely happy or another positive emotion. And I try to just bring that emotion back, because we're going to talk about that heightened emotion, which is that feeling that you can incorporate with your visualization practice to help manifest it and to help make it feel real. So this heightened emotion, I usually look at something that, a previous experience, something that was really impactful in my life. I try to focus on that moment. I bring it back into my mind. I start to smile. I start to really feel, I put myself back into that moment, and I really feel what it was like to be there. And I get that general sense, that tingle through the body, that feeling in your heart of, oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. This is great. And then what I start to do is I start to visualize the things that I'm setting my intention for. And this is going to be different for everyone, of course. But what I start to do is I really start to feel it. I start to look around the room, or if I'm outside, I start to look at the scene. And then what I start to do is I start to see the different people that would be there. Whether I'd be in a large group, or a room with a bunch of people, or am I with one person? I really start to set that scene of where I'm going to be. I start to look at everybody. I start to see how they're looking at me. I start to see how they feel with my presence as in their presence. Are they smiling? Are they laughing? What is it? What's going on in the scene? I start to look down at my hands. Am I holding anything that I can physically feel? What am I feeling emotionally? What am I feeling physically? And what is everybody around me in that scene feeling and doing? And then I'm starting to feel that heightened emotion as if I'm really there. How would I feel if I got the call tomorrow that whatever I am visualizing, whatever I am setting my intention for, will happen or is happening? How will I feel in that moment? And then I start to just view the scene, view everyone around me and how they're interacting with me. I really start to remember that emotion and how I feel and how I will feel in that moment. And then I just start to view the scene as if it's a movie. You're watching a movie, except you are looking down at your hands. You're looking through your eyes, and you're really seeing the scene as it plays out and how it will play out. What's really important to know about visualization and manifesting is if you can conceive it in your mind, and you can feel that moment, and you can see that moment to the best of your ability, what that would be, it's already a possibility. It's already a physical thing that you are feeling, that you are experiencing. You are creating that moment for yourself. So there's no way that it can't happen. It's just a matter of time when it will happen. But it's important to remain consistent, to continue to visualize. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this every morning, every night. It is good if you do that, because the more you visualize, the more you're feeling that heightened state of emotion. Of course, the more you're drawing that into your own life. But once it's already there, once you can conceive that, you can see it, you can feel it, the possibilities are endless, because you're already creating that moment. It's already now there. It's there. You can grasp it, you can feel it, you can see it, and it's going to come into your life. You'll begin to start manifesting. You'll begin to start seeing that you can do this more frequently. The synchronicities will start to play into your life. And talking about the synchronicities, it's so amazing when you start to see that happen. Once you start doing these techniques, you start to see the little synchronicities. Maybe it's your friend sends you a text and says, hey, I have this party that I want to go to and I can bring someone with me. You might not know anybody there, but who knows, maybe you're manifesting a love interest to come into your life. Or maybe you're manifesting or setting your intention that you want to have more friends, a bigger group of friends. It's important to start to look at these synchronicities, these opportunities and moments that start to arise because of your visualization, because of your intention, and to act on those. Because you can do whatever you need to do to visualize at home or wherever it might be. But once you start getting these opportunities, you have to act on them. There's action in this too. So maybe it's your friend texting you, telling you to come to the party that they're inviting you to. Maybe you're scrolling through YouTube and you start to see a video on how to make passive income. And maybe you get an email from someone you haven't heard from in a while saying that they might need your help on a project coming up. The universe is trying to give you the puzzle pieces so that you can connect everything. At the beginning of the video, I did say I would talk about a couple instances where visualization has worked for me, how I've manifested something pretty quickly, or maybe not even quickly, but it's something that more of a long-term goal, long-term intention that I've had that ended up working out. So I do want to talk about a couple instances. I'm a freelance photographer. I do a lot of fashion, e-commerce, etc. But just until recently, I was working full-time 9-to-5 jobs. That was probably the biggest thing for me. I wanted to get out of the 9-to-5. I wanted to make up my own schedule. I wanted to spend more time working on different projects that I thought were important to me. And I wanted to create my own rate. I wanted to do all of the things that encompassed being your own boss, pretty much. That is one thing that I kept telling myself. I kept telling everyone around me, like, I'm going to be a freelance photographer. I am a freelance photographer. I started getting a couple clients on the side that I maybe could shoot on the weekend every now and then, and I started to build upon that. I saw that it was something that was real, and that's something that I could do, and I started really visualizing. I incorporated that into my intentions, my visualization practices, and I gained a couple more clients. Eventually it was enough for me where I could pay my rent, put some food on my table, and I could live pretty much. So I decided to take the leap and I went freelance. And this was something that I had been visualizing for a while, so this was more of like a long-term goal, if you will, for me, a long-term intention, but it's something that definitely came true, and it's something that I still visualize. The next thing that I visualized is my new love and appreciation for acting. It's something that I really want to dive into this year, and I really want to focus a lot of my energy on it. So that's something that I've incorporated into, of course, my meditation and manifestation practices. I've been visualizing, and this is something that's new, probably within the past 4 or 5 months that I've really started to delve into it and try to make strides and steps to get myself to booking acting classes or booking roles. But it's something that I'm constantly visualizing. But I've booked 2 background roles. One was on an indie feature film, and the other is on a network television show. These are just a couple examples of different things in my life that I've manifested simply through hard work, of course, visualizing, setting my intention, feeling that heightened emotion, and really seeing and feeling what it would be like in those situations. So if you've had any success doing any kind of visualization or manifestation techniques, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to start a conversation. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll be looking through that. I'll be replying to comments. If you want to find me on Instagram, you can here at @meisenberg. Go ahead and send me a DM or a message regarding your mindfulness techniques, how visualization has worked for you. And if you liked this installment of Mindful Monday and you want to see more, you can leave a like. You can subscribe, because there will be more videos, not just regarding mindfulness, but my videos will cross all different kinds of topics. So I'm really excited to start this family and see where it goes. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.